Alright, hello everybody and welcome to another exciting video. We're back with spoilers, some surprise spoilers actually. Somebody decided to leak the SDCC cards for Nissa, Chandra, and Jace, so we're going with Nissa first, because I feel like Nissa's been getting a lot of hate. I think she's great. So for 2 and a green, she's Nissa, Vastwood, Seer, Legendary Creature, Elf, Scout. And when she enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic forest card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. Pretty good ability. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands, exile Nissa, then return her to the battlefield transformed under her owner's control. She's a 2/2. She's been getting a lot of hate because it's hard to get to that 7 or more lands, which kind of, but that's really not as relevant as her first ability, and the fact she is an elf, relevant subtype. All right, so we got that, and her first ability, and then she's a 2/2. Heard of anything like this, her first ability before? Yes, you have. It's on Borderland Ranger, except instead of basic land card, it says forest. So that means not only can you pitch a forest, you can pitch one of the dual lands, any of the shock lands or the dual lands. Pretty freaking good ability. You can't argue that it's strictly better. It's not, because basic lands are important if you're building domain or anything else like that, or you don't have dual lands in your deck of any kind. Shock. I mean, it's very relevant for modern, but definitely not for standard. It's a very fair point. But you're still getting a forest, which is relevant. So whatever you already have, you have 3 mana, probably maybe less because you probably have elf ramp. But it is very relevant that it is basically and I'm gonna say basically a Borderland Ranger, because they're different. Very different in a lot of different ways, but very relevant first ability there that a lot of people are just ignoring, I feel. But she's getting a lot of hate for the second ability, which, to be fair, is kind of hard to pull off. Maybe we'll see some Explore or something in this set. I don't know. But still very good. Far Seek maybe. We'll see what we see. And then she transformed into Nissa, Sage, Animist, Planeswalker Nissa. Reveal the top card of your library if it's a land. Oh, I was gonna say what her cost is, but it's to transform. Reveal the top card of your library if it's a land card. Put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, put it in your hand. Very relevant. Then -2 is put a legendary 4/4 green elemental creature token named Ashaya, the Awoken World, onto the battlefield. Very relevant. Very, very good for a -2. So she can come in, because she has 3 loyalty Kyle runners when she comes in, and just drop that 4/4 green elemental creature down. Pretty decent. Not amazing, obviously. But her -7 is very good. And that is untap up to 6 target lands. They become 6/6 elemental creatures. They're still lands. Very good ability there. That is obviously more than lethal and still very good. So, she's got a lot going for her, I think. I think she's going to be a very playable card, very good for Elf Modern deck, obviously. I think that is going to be a very cool place for her to be. I know that some Elf Modern decks run green-white or green-red for relevant spells, not creatures, obviously, usually. But I know some of them run that. So you can play those Temple Gardens or stuff like that. I could see this even being played in standard if we get. Well, I could definitely see this being played in standard, but maybe in some form of a. Maybe we'll see a nice elf sub thing because Nissa is in the set, and we will be visiting both Zendikar and Lorwyn. We might see some relevant elves. That'd be pretty weird, but pretty cool in standard. But yeah, I could see her being played all over the board, casual especially. So very good. She doesn't deserve the hate. I love her. That's just some analysis from me. I think she's definitely got a place in a lot of people's decks. So I hope you enjoyed this spoiler, and if you did, remember leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be doing more spoilers all throughout Magic Origins because you want my opinion and I don't know why. So have a hell of a week and never consider you